I tried to expose Diddy, but he threatened to kill me. I know all of Diddy's secrets. I even know where he buried the dead bodies, but I am not involved with Diddy.
Benny Siegel was the
Yeah, he was fired.
And they will only let Benny Siegel only sell so many records. This came from an executive. For Benny, they would you couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z on Jay-Z's label.
What's that? That's Mob King?
Niggas feeling marvelous.
You gotta get the shoes though. Y'all know what it is.
You ain't hear about them parties? Nah, that wasn't for me. No, sir.
The rapper Jay-Z has been accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old alongside Sean Diddy Combs at a party in the year 2000.
This is the news that we brought you earlier in the week in our special episode that US rapper Jay-Z, real name Sean Carter, has been mentioned in a US civil suit that alleges that he, alongside Sean Diddy Combs, drugged and a 13-year-old girl after the VMAs in 2000.
It was last March 2024 when the feds, in LA, in Miami, and New York, they enacted these raids on Diddy's home, and it's been nonstop coverage since then. And finally, we know he was obviously arrested in late 2024. And
how close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball. They wasn't playing baseball. They wasn't playing football. And they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his ass, and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z.
Rumors say Diddy could be facing life, and he's now trying to cut a secret deal with the feds, not a regular plea, but one that could bring down major industry names, including Jay-Z. Insiders say Beanie Siegel warned Jay to back off fast, hinting that Diddy's hiding dark secrets from the 90s that could change everything, with pressure closing and Diddy might finally crack. And if he does, he won't go alone. His silence is ending, and Jay's name is right in the middle.
You got me. So at that time, when, I'm going to court, and we about to be on tour. We on tour. So a whole nother tour. Yeah, we on a whole nother tour. So, I'm going for my bail hearing in the feds. And the judge asked Jay, everybody's saying all these good things and all that. The character witnesses, Dame, and, everybody's saying, and even Jay said a whole lot of good things about me, and the judge was going to let me go, monitor. And she said, would you be willing, and that's the part that people don't have, would you be willing to be responsible for his whereabouts, not be responsible for my actions, just his whereabouts? Would you be willing to do that? Provide us with all the information, saying that he's going to be here, there. And after all that good, he said no. But it was like the way he said it. And he put his head down, he was like, no, I've never been crushed like that ever in my life. Cause I'm like, damn, this is my man, and I looked at it like, all right, no. What if I had to get the out of there? I'm in jail, I'm stood tall, all my. But what if I really needed to go? This was going to my mind. Like, get out of jail, you say? Bro, I had attempted in the state and the federal government and all this shit. Dude, 40 years, it's over. This is what I'm facing, 40 years. What if in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, what if I really need the room? Be on the run and go. Like, I'm from this is my man and I love him. If he skipped up, I'm getting my man, I'm getting him out by any means necessary. So, for me to look him in his eyes and I'm sitting, I'm shackled around the wrist, ankles and everything, and the man was like, oh. Like, that fucked me up. It took everything in me not to let one go. That took away a lot of that I thought that we had. Like, that's big.
Jay not only stayed quiet, but also had his lawyer Alex Spiro publicly claim he and Diddy were never that close, and that hit Diddy hard. Insiders say he snapped and is now ready to burn every bridge to save himself, which brings us to Beanie Siegel, the one warning Jay to vanish fast. Because Beanie knows exactly how Jay operates from their Rockefeller days. He held Jay down, made hits, took risks, and even did time, but when things got rough, Jay left him behind, and Beanie never forgot.
5 in the morning, caught a flat.
We caught a flat in Davis Van on the turnpike. We gotta wait for the spare to come.
We're running a little late. I gotta get suited up, booted up. And you know, he is our brother, so we'll be there to support him. Because it's a rock, we are a family.
It's a very disturbing incident of physical violence. But what it is it actually matches up, almost word for word, with the complaint that was filed by Cassandra Ventura. I want to bring in right now Tracy Walder, former CIA and FBI agent, frequent contributor here on Sidebar, and also national security contributor here on News Nation. Tracy, your immediate reaction to seeing this, because it is absolutely gut-wrenching and incredibly disturbing to see, in my opinion. What do you think?
I could not agree with you more. It was shocking, quite frankly. It's not that I ever dismissed any of Miss Ventura's claims. I always have believed her and her claims. I suspect this video was probably used in terms of her bringing up that initial case. I'm also shocked, though, that there's not additional criminal charges as well. This is extremely severe, goes on for such a period of time, and she was clearly very much injured. It is just appalling to watch.
Now fast forward to today with Diddy possibly staring down death while drowning in a federal storm, and once again, Jay is nowhere to be found, no statement, no support, just silence. Just like how he did Beanie, and if Diddy really plans to expose everything, Jay might want to disappear fast, because Beanie's warning could be dead serious. Diddy and Jay go way back to the 90s, and Diddy saw everything wild that went down behind the Rockefeller and Roc Nation scenes, from secret deals to FBI heat, to people getting protected while others took the fall, and if Diddy flips, he might lay out exactly how Jay stayed untouched, while guys like Beanie paid the price. And if that happens, Jay's polished image could shatter, and everything Beanie has been hinting at for years would finally make sense.
They really call up them people. Just need to know to add them to the infested extermination list.
Listen, before I even got there, to the building, you gotta understand this. It's all documented. This year's Powerhouse, Jay came last year, in the Philadelphia Daily News, the day after the Powerhouse, it had an article, and I didn't even go to the Powerhouse last year. It had an article in it. Inside sources say Jay-Z beefs up security and threat that retaliation from Beanie Siegel for dropping him from the label.
This was in the newspaper.
It's in the paper. It's public record. Mm-hmm. Go. It's $20. You can search it and find it. Mm-hmm. It's public record. That was last year. So when I'm reading this, like, damn, what the? You know what I mean? Inside sources say.
Right.
Where that come from? I ain't never see the Powerhouse where they got boot cops walking around with K9s and all that shit. Go on the internet, Google it. Bernard Hopkins was there. I didn't even know Bernard was there.
Right.
Go to allhiphop.com. He confirms it.
So there you are, just like the song says.
Yeah, because what happened was, I stood right in the, and because they made suites. When I came in the building, and people was going in the back and all that, where the dressing rooms was at, we was standing in the back, me and my peoples or whatever. Bleak come out with 5 bodyguards. What's up, C? No, what's going on? Damn, what's up? What you doing? Who back there, Jay? Come on, let's go back there. And you keep on moving the conversation, and you don't want to go back there. Your bodyguard's there, and I don't got no, you know what I mean, to pass. He was like, man, you need to come holler at the big hunk. Man, dude, don't f with me. I ain't going back there. And that's what I told him. Big homie, don't f
Beanie was more than just a rapper. He was one of Jay-Z's most loyal and feared enforcers in the early 2000s, holding it down in the streets. And in music with State Property, his own clothing line and movie roles, Beanie wasn't just part of the movement, he was the movement. But things fell apart fast in 2004 as Jay-Z and Dame Dash battled for control of Rockefeller. Beanie was caught in the middle, loyal but left wide open, and when Jay signed his solo deal with Def Jam, Beanie started getting pushed out, seen as a risk instead of a brother. One minute he was family, the next he was frozen out. And if Diddy spills everything, this won't just be Diddy versus the system. It could also expose who really paid the cost to build those billion-dollar empires and how loyalty like Beanie's was crushed in the process.
Beanie Siegel is complaining a lot these days.
You know, he has a lot to complain about. I know. Not me.
Well, actually, this morning I just got a brand new interview. It's half an hour long, and he's talking basically about you, about the company, about basically how you didn't push him as much as, let's say, 50 Cent pushed some of his boys. How do you feel about that?
Well, Beanie Siegel at the time, and you can look it up if you like, but just to be honest, was driving 2 Bentleys. I don't know how. It's impossible to drive 2 cars at one time. With his mama in the sticks and selling 800,000 records, I don't know what more can you do for somebody, you know, at that point. What people choose to do when they attain that type of a success, you know, at some point you have to look in the mirror and look at yourself. You know, Beanie Siegel had a record deal, a record label, and a clothing line. I mean, it never went platinum, ever. I don't know in the history of rap has anyone done so much with so little. So I don't even know what more can you do for a person at that point. A record label, a record deal, that's normal. A record label and a clothing line. So if that's not pushing the person, I mean.
I want you to open that up because I want you to be able to make the face that you really want to make. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, open it now. Go ahead, open it now. You ain't gotta wait. Ain't nobody gonna take nothing from you. Oh no, he did. No, he did.
Thank you.
No, you ain't know she got to count that thing.
Go ahead. Count up. Let me hold your envelope.
You gotta always pay your taxes.
Oh no, he didn't do that. I'ma hand him them little 520s. He's gonna be like, nah, big dog. Uncle Diddy, he gonna hey.
You a legend already. You know Diddy doing some racks.
Yeah, you know.
$1,000.
I just counted.
While Beanie faced serious federal charges, Jay-Z stayed silent, offering no help, no lawyer, not even a word. Beanie felt abandoned by the man he once fought for, starred in Rockefeller films, promoted the brand, and helped build the empire. Dame Dash showed up for him, but Jay vanished. And when Beanie tells Jay to run now that Diddy's naming names, he's speaking from pain and betrayal. If Diddy really exposes everything, the truth about who was left behind and who stayed clean could finally come out. Jay rose to power while Beanie faded into silence, forgotten by the very empire he helped build.
Was getting ready. We thought he was going to go to jail for a couple of years. He was on trial. So I was trying to make 4 albums for him, or 5. I was more bothered when Beans chose to go with Jay. That one hurt. Because I'd done a lot and prepared. I chose State Property over Rockware. And I wanted to just roll out with State Property. But it almost like he tricked Beans to shelf him, and he f***ed his life up to me doing that. But I had him, you know what I mean? Like, that was my new Jay.
I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said plugs. And I was like, hey, yo, I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang, so I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you can do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. And when he got to, I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah, so then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin.
If Diddy really starts naming names, there's no telling what secrets could come crashing out, and Jay-Z's polished image might be the next to crack. So the real question is Jay finally facing the weight of all those past betrayals? And just how deep does this Diddy situation go? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. See you in the next video. And that wraps up the whole story. Now it's up to you to decide what's real and what's just rumor. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.